and thanks for staying with us. The Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service continue to speak on revenue generation in the country. Also on customs report, smugglers continue to lose their goods as approved by government along the nation's borderline. Plus, more report. I am Egiseme Edie. Stay tuned. The Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service has said that the service will always implement government policies to the latter and to benefit of Nigerian importers and exporters in the country. He also said that the smuggling of PMS will not be allowed by government. He was speaking when he met the National Security Advisor in Abuja. But the National Security Advisor also supported customs for doing a good job.
Smuggling has been one of the biggest of our own problems. Criminal activities, lawlessness, attack on our economy. If there is one single thing that is the reason why we are unable to stabilize Naira today in Nigeria, is because of this smuggling, particularly of the oil products, especially PMS. Whatever it takes, ladies and gentlemen, it is time that we will say enough is enough. Let's put a stop to it. We can do it. We are doing very well so far. And encouragement is coming from government for you to continue.
The Controller General of Customs also said that these men are ready to implement government rules that will grow the nation's economy.
The movement of fuel to legitimate locations is not our concern. Customs only becomes involved when there are attempts at smuggling it outside the country. However, we must together address the issues of sincerity and accountability among all the parties that are involved in the supply chain. Transparency and integrity are critical in our collective efforts to combat smuggling and ensure the proper distribution of petroleum products. Let me be very clear that we will remain committed to facilitating legitimate business activities, particularly those of our stakeholders, HIPMAN, DEPMAN, and we will do all we can to support your operations. But we will not hesitate to suppress all forms of suspected illegitimate activities involving petroleum products. Our goal is to create an environment where honest businesses can thrive while we eliminate opportunities for smuggling and other illicit activities.
The Nigerian Customs Service has continued to improve the skills of its officers nationwide. The Customs Management said that all officers will continue to receive training to further enhance their skills. One of the DCG who represented the CG of Customs has this to say.
But basically, we informed NIPS that Nigerian Customs Service as today can pride itself at 60% automated. As we are migrating, I gave them the history of migration, our automation, right from 2007. We started with Asikuda 2.0, 2.7, Asikuda++. There we migrated to NISIS 1, NISIS 2, NISIS 3. And our ambition is just to be on the single window. The Mr. President has made pronouncement on the single window. We have to key into the Mr. President's pronouncement. Nigerian Customs Service, as today, we have 15 agencies on our platform. So these agencies of government are on our platform. They are using it effectively. So that is the key message now the Nigerian Customs Service now sent to NIPS. Really, they were really excited and for them to know all these things that is happening in Nigerian Customs Service. That is basically, we presented a well-articulated paper, and I hope and believe that the paper presented would be one of the best. Sincerely speaking, we had two participants there, two controllers. Two controllers were wonderful, especially Controller Omale. Omale became even a rapporteur there at NIPS. So I really handed out my report to the CGC highlighting all the, but basically NIPS were really excited. That was the climax, highest representation the CGC has done there.
You are watching the program Customs Report. The coordinator in charge of border drill, the western zone of the country, has warned smugglers of PMS to look for other business to do. According to him, the customs will continue to arrest and charge them to court whenever they are caught.
The issue of threat, in fact, there's no way, because except when the person has nothing to do. Because if not because of the law, you cannot come and see somebody stop you and say, give me this, and he gives you. You understand? He will not be readily available for you. Except for those criminals that will normally go out with their firearms and then begin to terrorize, we call them those as armed robbers or otherwise. So in our own case, we normally have these threats, but we make use of intelligence. And we try to minimize the rate of casualties as much as we can. So one, how do we do this? We employ a lot of techniques and tactics that we use, which are just operational. And if I want to divulge, everybody will know our mode of operation. So this is all within our own as operatives. Then the issue of logistics, like I mentioned even in my briefing, there's logistics given to us and support from the CGC, but we still need more. That, like Professor Baptiste always says, we still need more. But we have the support and the logistics from the management and the CGC. We thank God and we give glory to the management and him, Bashir Adewale Adeni, MFR, PSC Daga stations. We only try to control their movement. The licenses are given to them by midstream, downstream sectors of the federal government. So the only thing we do, you only have to make use of intelligence. You can go to their fleet stations and say, why are they selling in this or in that? And you cannot say you want to arrest them until when they are almost leaving, that is the country, at the exit point. So these are what we use, and we make use of intelligence, like I said earlier on. You cannot go, and because they are legally licensed to operate. So, and then, except when the law from the federal government is now changing that they should not be selling in kegs, then we will now ask them not to sell to them in those different kind of equipments or materials. So the only thing we do, we make use of intelligence. You deposit, we follow you up to the filling station, we monitor you. It's not like we must, but we monitor you when you discharge. Then the way and manner you dispense, we only wait until when we get you at the receiving end. That is the exit point. In prayers throughout his tenure and throughout our stay and throughout the Nigerian Customs Service and Nigeria as a whole, as an entity and as a sovereign nation. The CGC has done marvelously well, and he is still doing it for us. So there's nothing we can tell than prayer and the guidance from the Almighty God. Because the synergy we always say, we talk about, we have the immigration, like because they are our component at this thing. Other agencies are always there for us. We proceed. Then we have the CIU unit, that's the Customs Intelligence Unit. We have the Custom Police. And in fact, there's one synergy you people will even will not understand. That's what we call undercover synergy. Today, the zonal office is always giving us that synergy. Zonal office is giving us the synergy. And then again, even the training college here gives us this synergy. How? By accommodating us. And then the other warehouses that will go, all the controllers are always supporting us. So by giving us their warehouses for us to store some of these things.
The Nigerian Customs Service has continued to wage war against PMS smugglers along the nation's borderline to desist from the act of smuggling. The coordinator in charge of one of the task force also says that the Nigerian Customs Service will implement issues that will help the country to grow. He wants smugglers who are being smuggling PMS along the nation's borderline to stop that with immediate effect.
Recall, on the 26th of July 2024, we successfully did a press briefing in this same venue, during which a total of 31,740 liters of premium motor spirits valued at 25 million was showcased to the nation. Shortly after the last press briefing in Lagos, there were national security concerns as a result of nationwide protests, and during the period, officers and men of the team were withdrawn to beef up security around sensitive government facilities considered as soft targets for the protesters to attack. Going out from the protest, the service promotion exams took center stage when eligible officers attended. Both events stalled the operations of the team nationwide until last week. Just yesterday, stakeholders in the petroleum sector gathered to brainstorm in the office of the National Security Advisor over burning issues surrounding PMS diversion, illegal exportation of PMS to neighboring countries, and the way forward. The Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, MFR, PSC Daga, was also in attendance. The takeaway from the meeting was a renewed vigor to avert diversion, illegal exportation of the product, and ensuring that economic saboteurs are brought to book. Credence must be given to the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, who is always thinking outside the box to root out the kingpins behind this oil theft. He chaired the stakeholders meeting yesterday in his office, where he spoke passionately. He encouraged us not to relent, to do more for Nigeria to survive. In the same vein, the Chief Executive of Nigeria Midstream Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Agency, NMDPRA, was also in attendance at the meeting, who also lent credence and full support of that of the agency towards realizing the objectives of the operation in whatever capacity. It is therefore worthy of note that just a week after the regrouping of the officers of Operation Whirlwind Team Zone A axis, a total of 804 kegs of 25 liters each of PMS was intercepted and seized as follows. A. 50 kegs of 25 liters each of PMS intercepted at Ere River, Adodo in Ogun State on 2nd September 2024. B. 265 kegs of 25 liters each of PMS were evacuated from a house in Imeko, Ogun State on 3rd September 2024. C. 425 kegs of 25 liters each of PMS were intercepted at a filling station called God is Sufficient Petroleum in Idiroko on the 4th September 2024. D. 27 kegs of 25 liters each of PMS intercepted in a Mazda car along Idiroko in Ogun State on Thursday, 6th September 2024. E. 37 kegs of 25 liters each of PMS intercepted in a bush path abandoned by smugglers in Idiroko on the 9th September 2024. In connection with the above seizures, we have about 2 means of conveyances, while the total seizure is 804 kegs of 25 liters each, equivalent to 20,100 liters, with a duty paid value of over 18 million. The renewed vigor of the officers accounted for serious combing of flashpoints provided by intelligence reports, hence the aforementioned results. Members of the press, the activities of economic saboteurs are inimical to the economic growth and prosperity of our nation, as well as the well-being of its citizens. All hands must be on deck to fight these common enemies of the state. At this point, my message to the smugglers is simple. No hiding place for them, except they embrace legitimate trade. Yes, it is a grave security concern, and it is important we tackle it headlong. The NSA, that is the umbrella body where all security agencies converge, he's already aware, and I think he's handling the issue. It's not only here, both in Adamawa, in Kebbi, where all our officers are based. And I'm sure he has already put all his security rings at work to tackle that area, of which I will not come out to say openly here. Two, concerning quantifying what we must have lost. Well, smuggling is not a thing that you can actually say since A1, 2, 3 is like this, 3 and 4 must be like that. Obviously, there are situations where we have reductions. There are situations where we have upsurge. For instance, now, most at times during the Yuletide period, you will see that there's always a spike in smuggling. Now, during rainy season, you will see reduction. So one cannot actually say one could quantify. But what makes me happy is that just a matter of days, when these officers came back from the first holiday, look at what they have done in a matter of days. So it is to send a signal that for the fact that they were not available in August, that does not mean that they have gone asleep. I will not be the one. I cannot clap for myself. Neither will I say we should clap for all of us. But you cannot assess yourself. People will assess you. Yesterday, at the meeting at the office of the National Security Advisor, it was like we took stock of all our activities, what we have done so far, challenges we have, the achievement made so far, and at the end of it all, all the stakeholders accepted and attested to the fact that Operation Wild Wind is an operation that must stand and be supported.
The wife of the Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service was in Lagos recently to see how COA operation is working in the states. She presented working tools to widows of late officers in Apapa. She has this to say.
We feel fulfilled as COA because that's our mandate, that's what we're all about, empowering women, making sure that they're self-reliant and they're self-sustained in their businesses. And today you have seen that we have taken our time to train people on catering, on pastry making, on fashion designing, makeup, and I know that from here they will take it to a greater height. It's a continuous thing for COA. We do this every month, every now and then. It could be next week. You might find us in another command next week. So that's what we do. That's basically what we're about empowerment and making sure that our women, while taking care of their home front, they also have something to do.
On Wednesday, the 11th of September 2024, vigilant officers of the Nigerian Customs working in conjunction with the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, intercepted a consignment of cannabis indica weighing 51.25 kilograms valued at 256,250,000 naira, which violates the provision of the Nigerian Customs Service Act 2023, Section 55, subsection 1C and 1F. Handing over the seized cannabis indica to the NDLEA, the Customs Area Controller, Kirikiri Lighter Terminal, Controller Joy Egosa Edeldog, said this interception is a testament to continued dedication and commitment to safeguarding the nation's borders from the importation of illicit and harmful substances. Maintaining that it is also in line with the CGC's policy thrust of collaboration, consolidation, and innovation, Comptroller Joy Egosa Edeldog maintains that the negative impact of drugs such as cannabis indica on individuals, families, and society at large ranges from destruction of lives, increase in crime, fueling violence and crisis, as well as other societal vices.
This interception is a testament of our continued dedication and commitments to safeguarding our borders from the importation of illicit and harmful substances. The negative impacts of drugs such as cannabis indica on individuals, families and society at large ranges from destruction of lives, increase in crime, fueling violence and crisis, as well as other societal vices. By keeping these dangerous substances out of our communities, we are preventing untold harm and helping secure a safer future for our citizens, particularly our youths, who are more vulnerable to the allure of these harmful substances. Today, we hand over these consignments along with the suspects involved to the NDLE for further investigation and prosecution. The full weight of the law will be brought to bear on those individuals who remain resolute that anyone caught attempting to smuggle contraband or banned substances into Nigeria will face the same fate.
The comptroller said keeping dangerous substances out of communities will help in preventing untold harm and secure a safer future for the citizens, particularly the youth who are most vulnerable to the use of harmful substances. The full weight of the law, she said, will be brought to bear on the culprits and anyone else caught attempting to smuggle contraband or banned substances into Nigeria will face the same fate. She also used the opportunity to send a strong and clear warning to all unscrupulous importers who may be contemplating testing the resolve of the Nigerian Customs Service, saying they are unwavering in the duty of protecting the integrity of Nigeria's borders and will not hesitate to bring those involved in illegal importation to justice. Comptroller Joy Egosa Edelduk assured law-abiding citizens and legitimate traders of facilitation of unhindered legitimate trade and also used the opportunity to thank the CGC Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, MFR, and his management team for steadfast support and guidance.
11th of September, on Wednesday about 4 p.m., there was an intelligence tip-off. So, normally we have joint examination with customs and our sister agencies. So the NDLA and the customs, while doing the examination, they discovered these items. This year, and it was tested on the spot in the presence of the representative of the importers. And it was found to contain cannabis, which is unlawful in Nigeria. Yes, it might be okay where it is coming from, but it is not allowed to come into the country. That's the reason why we had to detain the suspects and detain the consignments. And on the day of inspection, we counted the number of bags and it was weighed. And we found that it contained 52.25 kilograms, which the market value is over 250 million naira. They declared 4 vehicles. 4 used vehicles. This is a container carrying 4 used vehicles. And concealed in 2 of the vehicles were these items that you see here today. Coming from Canada. How many suspects?
She also assured the CGC and his team that officers and men of the Kirikiri Lighter Terminal Command will continue to comply fully with the mandate of the service.
Just before we round up this week edition of the program Customs Report, we brought you a report where the Contract General of Customs has continued to thank members of the public for helping the Nigerian Customs Service to fight smugglers along the nation's borderline. For me,